Hey guys, this is Zeravalg. I'm going to show you all a updated build video for 11.20. So let's go ahead and get into it. Doran's Shield's going to be your main first item in most games. So as a starting item, Doran's Shield is incredibly efficient. It gives you a massive amount of health while keeping last hits effective. This allows you to stay safe from junglers and basically deal with any lane. Now, there are some matchups where I would suggest Longsword. These would be things like Alawi or Fiora, things that you really need to put behind early game to feel good about the game later on. That's where you can use Longsword and the 3 pots to have a very effective just duel, multiple duels before your first back and really set the pace for the rest of the game. Alright, now your first rush is going to be Lucidity Boots. The reason we rush Lucidity Boots is to have complete protection from the jungler. You see the jungler, you run away, you're almost always going to escape with that 45 extra movement speed. Now once they get their tier 2 boots, it'll be a little bit harder. But for a while you'll have this amazing advantage on them. And the 20 ability haste, as well as the enhanced movement speed, are going to allow you to aggress on your opponents without the risks that are normally involved. Alright, now after this, we're going to build Goredrinker. And we are going to build it right, left to right. So Kindle Gem's the last part that we are going to get of Goredrinker if we don't just buy it straight out with Phage and Iron Spike. So Iron Spike is going to be your first item, component, if you will, because it deals a lot of damage, and that's what you want after you rush Lucidity. Phage is going to follow that with its damage and health, along with its little sturdy passive that's kind of nice. Now this generally does a lot more than the CDR from Kindle Gem, so that's why I generally pick it up second. Once you have Goredrinker, you're going to have a very good amount of CDR. You're not going to be incredibly strong though. You will be able to have good stay potential in lane, but you're not just going to walk up and one-shot your opponent. Now after this, we're going to go Holebreaker. So a lot of people don't like Holebreaker and don't build it frequently. But what they don't realize is that at base value, it's 100% gold efficient, and it's only 2,800 gold. At max value, it's 198% gold efficient. That's absurd. 60 armor, 60 MR, 400 health, 50 AD, and the 20% increased damage to towers along with the minion buff just makes this item incredible to pick up. And you actually get pretty good stats on it, even building its second item. And they just scale throughout the game afterwards. Now you do have to take kind of a different playstyle, but I'm going to release a video soon detailing that playstyle in depth. It's going to be focused on the sides of the map and split pushing. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the next item. This is going to be LDR. So a lot of people have things against crit for some reason on Riven, even though it scales absurdly well. This also gives the most armor penetration, nice little bonus damage passive alongside the crit. So this 35% armor penetration makes basically anyone killable. And this also gives the full value of Black Cleaver without having to stack it up over time. That's a very good advantage, and every single time I build Black Cleaver, once I get to 6 items, I'm like, this is useless. So most of the time I end up selling it for literally anything else. And I've just gotten tired of keeping it there for such a long time. I think LDR is way better. Alright, so we'll go ahead and move on. So with this build, right, you have 800 health and 60 armor and MR by the time you get Lord Dominic's, basically. Alright, so after that point, you can choose one of 2 options. Now, in some games, you're going to be allowed to actually cap out your crit. I know, crazy, right? So Collector, IE, because you still have that 800 health and the Goredrinker active, and the 60 armor and MR. Now with Collector and IE, you're going to be one-shotting people while still being incredibly durable. And now, obviously this isn't going to be the answer every game, I found the alternative is generally something like this. Titanic and Gargoyle Stoneplate. So Gargoyles gives, I'd say, about 80 armor, 80 MR, 15 ability haste. And with this build, about a, what was it, 1400 health shield or so. On top of those resistances, it's actually absurd. This makes Gargoyle Stoneplate a very cost-effective item, and makes you almost invincible late game. On top of the incredible on-hit damage of Titanic, you're a force to be reckoned with. So this details the builds for patch 11.20. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all use this build while it's strong, and look forward to the PvE changes with Goredrinker. Alright, have a good one.